The greatest myth in the WNBA dump has officially been exposed. The myth of all myths, the deception of deception. For the better part of 2 years, maybe even 3 years, the mainstream media has been trying to convince us that Angel Reese is a huge star.
Angel reestablished herself as the WNBA's face. Therefore, it may be related to the fact that she shot 30.9% from the field and did not even place in the top 10 of the All-Star voting. Statistically, among the league's qualifying players, with one of the lowest scores.
Well, the first returns are coming in on the WNBA All-Star voting. Of course, it will be in Indianapolis. And as you can imagine, Caitlyn Clark is leading the All-Star vote. By the way, it looks like a massive turnout.
In the meantime, Caitlyn Clark wasn't just taking part. She was leading the polls with over 515,000 votes, leaving Ree in the dust as if she had forgotten the voting had begun. If you're rooting for Caitlyn and the rest of the Fever, keep voting for them in this year's All-Star game and leave a comment below that reads, "Baby Goat over Baby Giraffe Down."
Be honest. Second straight year that Clark has led the fan voting. She was second in early returns in fan voting in 2024, but jumped to first with around 700,000 total votes by the end of the period. So I'm wondering, are we going to see 1 million votes this time? Because I saw somebody earlier that said so far, voting is actually way up versus exactly where we was at this time last year.
And that's where the entire story begins to fall apart. If Ree is the name that everyone is promoting, why are fans responding with votes? Let's face it, Angel Ree has been so popular lately that you can't even open a social networking app. She has emerged as the most noticeable 30% shooter in contemporary basketball history, whether you blink during a commercial break or pass an advertisement at a bus stop.
Caitlyn Clark has 3 times the amount of votes. 3 times the amount of votes as Angel Reese. So, there you go. I suspect Sophie Cunningham's numbers are going to grow. After what we've seen, somebody said, I saw some things online about they sold $1 million worth of Sophie Cunningham jerseys, and something in the neighborhood of 12,000 all went out one day.
Angel Ree wasn't just covered by media outlets. They practically turned her into a case study in branding, with Forbes describing her as the WNBA's growth engine and sports shows portraying her as the league's savior. Some of these articles didn't even mention Caitlyn Clark, who is out here casually dropping 30-footers and shattering attendance records as if it were just another Tuesday.
Some in the media even do investigative journalism and claim that Angel Reese is the face of the WNBA because she leads the league in followers on social media, along with missed layups and a complete lack of athleticism. Of course, the vast majority of her followers are bots and lonely men, most of which are not buying tickets or watching her games on television because they can't afford the 5 pesos a month to watch the Chicago Bravado on WNBA League Pass.
And the league was all in on it. The WNBA's social media channels were promoting Reese's highlights like if she were the next big thing, giving her the type of screen exposure that most celebrities would only dream of. She was everywhere doing podcasts, interviews, sponsorships, and promoting herself as Angel. Ree accepted the fact that she was being scheduled like a Marvel film and told the world that she was the reason people were watching Bold Claim, even if those viewers seemed more eager in seeing someone else.
Hi, Angel. David Moses with the Bigs Media. Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too. A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question. Yeah. We'll move on. Thank you. Move on to Zoom.
Because Clark created one Caitlyn while Ree discussed legacy. When it came time to cast their votes, the fans let the statistics speak for themselves and let Clark soar to the top of the polls while Ree barely made the conversation. That's not just a surprise. It's a reality check. Clark's numbers weren't just solid. They were superstar level. Fans don't just want charisma. They want results.
There's a supposed... People keep telling me supposed second most popular player in the league That doesn't look like the second most popular player at all. And in fact, a rookie I have been touting that is playing better than Angel Reese, Kiki Arifin. Well, basketball fans are showing up, and they have got her voted ahead of Angel right now. Angel is not in the top 10.
And that discrepancy explains why all of the excitement surrounding Angel Reese's charisma didn't result in votes. While Ree was trending for tweets, Caitlyn Clark was out there posting box scores that deserve recognition. Clark was popular for his highlights. Being well-liked and having an impact are two different things, and the fans recognize the difference.
According to Forbes, Caitlyn Clark is not responsible for elevating this turd into the mainstream. The ladies responsible for elevating the WNBA are Angel Reese and the unknown face of the Las Vegas Anonymous Faces.
Even Forbes, in all its journalistic wisdom, hailed Ree as a major contributor to the league's explosion while conveniently excluding Clark. This type of narrative construction is ineffective when fans are writing the next chapter, and when all was said and done, Caitlyn's name was at the top of the ballot due to her performance rather than hype.
Enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is. Well, it's 13th place. And I can tell you right now, Jonquel Jones ought to be ahead of her.
This goes beyond basketball. It's a litmus test for trust. Fans prefer to choose their own candidates and make their own decisions. When they saw the All-Star ballot, they decided that Reese didn't place in the top 10 or even come close, even though the media, endorsements, and marketing dollars were all in place. When it came time for fans to cast their ballots, they passed.
Angel Reese is the most unskilled basketball player in the history of basketball, in my opinion.
Let's look at the numbers now, as this isn't just a popularity contest. Ree may be grabbing rebounds, but it's difficult to convince people that you're an elite player when you shoot 30.9% from the field, especially as a post player where layups aren't exactly all out. Star conduct.
There is obviously no way Angel can compare to Caitlyn Clark as a shooter or a passer. And there is no way Angel can live up to her dynamic social media / podcast presence as a shooter or a passer or even a shot blocker. She's blocked only 2 shots so far this season. She doesn't even do that.
Though her fans point to her rebounding numbers, a closer look shows that many of those are what people are calling me. That 4-point game against the Fever, let's not forget, was Reese's moment, and she put up a dud. That's not the stuff that gets votes. That's the stuff that gets memes. Bounds recovers from her own errors. Effectiveness is still important in this league.
She has energy, she has an attitude, she'll rebound you the basketball. Great. Nothing else. She has nothing. She's got self-awareness. She knows that she's not a very good basketball player.
If all you bring is rebounding and empty swagger, you won't cut it in 2025, especially when rookies and veterans are putting up double-doubles without the assistance of a camera crew. Sure, she fights for boards and stays active, but teams want players who can score, pass, defend, and hit free throws when it counts.
They continue to talk a good game instead of being about a good game. This is fan voting. This is literally vote for who you are a fan of. Vote for who you're a fan of, or vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you're a fan of. Vote for who you think is most worthy. Vote for who you think are the stars in this league. Angel Reese fans, you guys aren't fans of her? You don't think she's most worthy? You don't think she's a star in this league?
Let's also talk about fan connection. Caitlyn Clark turned skeptics into believers and arenas into her personal stage angel. She didn't ask for a crown. She earned it. She is relatable, calm under pressure, and delivers when it matters. In the meantime, Ree continues to practice loud confidence with low percentages, which isn't a recipe for popularity, but rather for Twitter arguments. This league is frantically working to expand its audience, so if the objective is to attract new fans, you must provide them with stars that truly shine. By doing that, Clark is drawing spectators, packing the seats, and illuminating the scoreboard. Here is the conclusion. Since Ree is bringing in a bunch of missed shots and shattered backboards, the goal of All-Star selections is performance output and proving it when it matters. not who has the most Instagram followers or said the most audacious thing during a news conference. Angel, Caitlyn Clark has proven herself. The difference is that one player is changing the league with each pass and three-pointer, while the other is realizing that media attention cannot go you where buckets cannot. Reese is still searching for her shot, and it seems her fan base.
Not only is the self-proclaimed Barbie not in the lead, Angel Reese isn't even close to making the top 10.
Let's pit Angel Reese against some of the WNBA's best all-around forwards. For example, Aaliyah Boston is a two-way menace who not only scores points, but also shuts down opponents. Her fans gave her around 447,000 votes for her entire package. In addition to earning over 213,000 votes, Kiki Erie is piling up double-doubles like it's her day job. What makes these players unique is that they touch every area of the stat sheet, which is the kind of flexibility that fans are excited to vote for.
7, 8, 9 on the list are Kelsey Mitchell, Sabrina Ionescu, and Lexington Hull. The following three are Kiki Ariafin, Kelsey the Plumber, and Satu Sabali? You mean to tell me these unknowns are ranked ahead of the face of the league?
It is tough to overlook the obvious flaws. Even if you focus on Reese's strong points, rebounding by itself doesn't make a player a complete one, even though she competes for position and hustles under the basket like her lunch money is on the line. Analysts concur that the WNBA is a league full of threats with several skill sets, and players who specialize in just one area run the risk of becoming one-dimensional. Reese's stat line indicates a player who hasn't yet achieved equilibrium. Unless she improves, her ceiling will remain firmly capped.
Lexi Hall, 217,000, and there is Kiki Arifin, 213,500. She's averaging a double-double, a legit double-double, with a good field goal percentage. Angel Reese, well, wait a minute. I thought it was about you too. Everybody's watching because of me too, except everybody's not watching because of you too. I mean, guys, if the ratings ain't enough and the attendance ain't enough and what happened at LSU ain't enough and all this other stuff ain't enough to tell you where Angel Reese's place is, well, it's 13th place.
Even though Ree is a force on the rebound, her poor scoring and lack of offensive impact prevent her from receiving serious All-Star consideration. This leads us to the main question in today's WNBA: what truly qualifies for an All-Star nod? While rebounding may garner headlines, fans obviously want more. So let's examine what the voters actually said.
So even right down here, the Mirror's calling out Angel Reese. As for Reese, one-time All-Star from last year in a rookie season alongside Clark, who appears set to earn a second honor, has struggled in 2025. 23-year-old, notorious for her rebounding supremacy, averages 11 points, but the Sky are 3 and 8. And she's shooting like, I don't even know what she's at now. It's probably less than 35%.
The voting procedures are straightforward. Fans have the largest say in the conclusion, accounting for 50% of the vote, with players and the media contributing 25% apiece. With that influence, they decided to pass on Angel. In comparison, Caitlyn Clark received an incredible 516,000 votes, which completely dwarfed Reese's 173,000. This isn't a vote gap. Rather, it's a vote canyon large enough to accommodate a halftime show and a storyline.
Let's see, fan voting runs through the 28th, culmination of fan voting 50%, player votes 25%, and media votes. Oh, that's going to be where Angel Reese makes her move. Media votes 25% will determine the All-Star starters. Looking right at you, CBS, you still ain't released the rating.
The All-Star vote is meant to gauge popularity, peer respect, and media momentum. But despite months of non-stop publicity promoting Ree as the league's breakout star, fans said no thanks. This result shows something more profound than simple preference. Clark, on the other hand, supported the hype with genuine performances, game-changing plays, clutch buckets, and moments that couldn't be overlooked. They didn't fall for the headlines because they evaluated the performance based on gameplay.
Nafisi Collier, who is probably the leader of the MVP pack right now, is at 485,000. Aaliyah Boston is third, 447,000, as she should be. Aaliyah should get some MVP conversation. I'm going to be honest.
The message becomes even more evident when you examine the remaining 10. Aaliyah Boston received close to 450,000 votes because she is reliable and influential on all sides of the court, not because she is ostentatious. Collier, the MVP frontrunner this season and last year's Defensive Player of the Year, received over 500,000 votes. Fans are favoring content over showmanship and personality over spectacle. Reese's numbers simply don't add up.
I know Kelsey Plum is likable. She's a lovely lady, but you mean to tell me she's more popular than Angel Reese? The same Angel Reese who has been begging, and I mean begging, people on social media to vote for her? Angel Reese, number 13 on the list, 173,000 votes.
Even though Ree leads the league in rebounds, her one-trick pony status is telling because in a league that values versatility, fans aren't fooled and want players who can do more than just work hard on the boards. They want players who can stretch the floor, defend difficult assignments, and carry their team when it matters.
Didn't shoot a single free throw. Although she did have 12 rebounds, her average, which does lead the league. But a couple of times Angel drove it and flung up just these wild shots from 3 or 4 feet that missed the rim by, 3 or 4 feet. Just looked so ridiculously awkward, like she'd never even played basketball.
From viral sound bites to gaudy branding, Reese's rise has been fueled more by her persona than her performance. However, fans are obviously paying attention to more than just a catchy quote. The league and the media got ahead of themselves by supporting a star before the statistics supported it, and now the fan vote has revealed that disconnect, choosing proven contributors like Clark and Boston over Ree regardless of how frequently she appeared in highlight reels or commercials. What does this say about how the WNBA should approach developing stars? This is an eye-opener. You simply cannot engineer a superstar or put someone's face on a billboard and expect fans to queue up. Instead, people watch the games, look at the statistics, and voice their opinions, and those opinions don't match what the media is saying.
These numbers are 100% accurate, and Angel Reese is the 13th most popular player in the WNBA. This probably means she will not be a starter in the All-Star game, which would make sense because Angel Reese shouldn't be a starter for a regular season game.
This vote conveys a message to all of the league's players who aspire to be All-Star players, not only Angel Reese. Having the greatest impact and having followers pay close attention are more important than having the biggest personality when it comes to continuously receiving votes. This vote not only reshuffled the All-Star deck, but it also changed how we view WNBA stardom. Although Reese may still have the endorsements and media attention, the fan response is a reality check. Reese's media image and real-world reception have officially split the All-Star voting results, proving that hype without substance just doesn't cut it anymore. The WNBA is being told exactly what they want in players who bring it every night, not just in sound bites or advertisements, and the league cannot ignore the fact that the All-Star process has turned into a platform for what fans genuinely value. The All-Star selection is not a coincidence. Rather, it is a sign of things to come. Ree will need to prove herself with her play, not simply her appearance, if she is to be a genuine representative of the league. Please vote for Caitlyn and the rest of the Fever in this year's All-Star game. Leave a comment below that says, "Baby Goat over Baby Giraffe." Hit subscribe and enable all alerts so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next video. Click the video on the screen.